Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this way.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Alrighty then.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 153. I'm your host, Tyler, saying thank you so much for joining us, and I'm joined as always by our two co-hosts. Let's start with Graham. Graham, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, just working away, beating myself up at work. Not intentionally, obviously. Other than that, played some games. Nothing too much. It's actually been one of the quieter weeks, but I've actually been getting back into NHL 19 a little bit, maybe because I've been watching a lot of hockey on TV, getting a little bit hyped. Playoffs is coming up. I'm not going to go down and open up those wounds for, well, at least one of you. But anyways, NHL 19 is such a fun game. I kind of missed it. I always get into it. Like, it's not like, it's probably the most intense games that I play. Because some of them, I'm up 1-0, and I'm thinking I'm going to win this, and then he ties it up. So it's a lot of fun. I don't know why people buy it and haven't played it, because it's such a great game. But I know there's other games out there that come along, and it's easy to get lost in the mix because it's NHL, and it's just an improvement of every year over, but it's not like a vast improvement, like it's a whole different game. So I get why, but it is a great game. So if anybody's wondering, it is a great game. You heard it here first.
All right. And by the way, Graham, hockey's over. It's done. And, the local station here where the Wild are, Fox Sports North, how does the saying go? Bless their hearts. They try to make it sound good to watch stuff. And they're like, on Friday, they're advertising the game against the Golden Knights from Vegas, and they're like, on Friday, two contenders collide. I'm like, contenders? Who or somebody else taking the Wild spot?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying. But no, it's not going to happen this year. They're not going to the playoffs, which means hockey's over and it's baseball season. So, Steven, how are you?
I'm doing better. I'm still sick. It has not gone away. I did go to the doctors yesterday, and they just said it was a cold that just doesn't want to go away. I guess that's what happens when you work with kids. You get sick a lot. It is kind of comes with the territory, and I'll have to live with that. But I have been playing MLB The Show 19, having a lot of fun. I think I'm already through almost the end of August in the March to October mode, which for those that know baseball means, or as the name implies, like I'm really close to getting to the playoffs. And my team is going to the playoffs in that game. I think I already have like 97 wins in August. The winning with the boost to the, what's it called? You have like momentum, right? You win the challenges, you get momentum, and it means like you start winning like a lot of games. And if you lose, you get like cold, and then you go on a cold streak and you lose more games. And if you win all the challenges, and if depending on the difficulty, like they're not super difficult, just puts you into game situations. You can get hot and get a lot of wins. But it's pretty fun. I'm actually going to start a Road to the Show character now, and go through that. And as far as I haven't really played anything else, I did play Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice over the weekend. I put it down because it wasn't what I was in the mood for, but I had like a lot of fun playing it on Friday. I was sick home from work, and so I just played it all day. And I played it a lot, but then I just didn't touch it the rest of the weekend. I mean, I did have homework to do and some other stuff, but that's just kind of how it goes. But it was fun. It was fun. And Graham, by the way, NHL, it's not. It sounded like you said one too many great games. It's a good game. I don't know if I'd say great, but yeah, Tyler, I know you really wanted to play or MLB The Show.
I did,
but you have not been able to, and I know you want to talk about it.
I do. So I really wanted to play MLB The Show. You probably heard me in the last few episodes talking about how much I'm looking forward to it, and unfortunately, I've been playing a whole other game this week called the PlayStation Support Game. And,
sounds boring.
Oh, it's awful. I wish I could say it was boring, Graham.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's quite exciting, except not for me. Anyway, so I'll just tell the story real quick. When I moved in February, the movers who loaded up the truck. One of them actually said he saw the PlayStation 4 Pro and he's like, "Oh, you got a PlayStation?" He's like, "I really want one of these." Blah 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 blah. I didn't think anything of it till I
Foreshadowing.
yeah, till I got, moved in here and kind of, over the few days took account of everything that's here and got everything unpacked. And all of a sudden I'm like, there's no PlayStation 4 Pro here at all. So I checked to make sure it wasn't left on the truck. It wasn't. At that point it's stolen. I know it is, and I know it was the people that moved me out that did it. So anyway, or one of them. All right, so I'm like, that sucks on its own. So now I go look. On top of that, he racked up shy of $2,000 in charges on the account. That was on the console because I thought I didn't have the card stored on there. Turns out I did. And he discovered that pretty quickly. So, quite a bit of money in charges put on the account. So I have to call my bank now and have them, reverse all those charges. They have to send me a new card and do all this stuff. At the same time, I go to PlayStation. I'm like, hey, here's what happened. And I got my account changed. I got password reset, two-factor authentication put in, all that stuff, right? So I was pretty proactive about all of it as soon as I figured out what was going on. Anyway, this week, or last week, I go to sign on just to make sure everything's good to go. I pre-ordered the show, all that stuff, right? And now my account's banned on PlayStation. Because, according to them, I have a debt of however much it is. And they won't turn my account back on until I pay it.
Oh, so they want the money.
Oh, yeah, they want the money, or they're not turning it back on. Because my bank reversed did chargebacks on all of it. But obviously, the Sony team is much more qualified than the, Chase fraud investigation team to make these determinations of who's at fault. So anyway, that I've been going back and forth with PlayStation now the last few days. And every time I keep getting the same answers. Like, unfortunately, we've looked at many different ways we can try to help, and unfortunately, there's just nothing we can do unless the debt is paid. I'm like, it's not my debt. I didn't take it. I said, are you not understanding that this is what happened? I took these steps on these days. You can go back and look because they document all the times you use chat and support or whatever. Well, we see all that, we feel really bad for what happened, but, the debt has to be paid. I mean, is this Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And I just flat out asked him today, I'm like, is it worth losing me as a customer over? Because, when I accidentally ordered the Star Wars movie collection on Xbox, which was $100, they refunded that money immediately. Like, no questions asked. And now I just keep jumping through these hoops over and over and over. And I just want to call it out because this is horrible customer service by Sony. And shame on them. They could easily absorb this, take away the licenses on the console, and be fine. They know I have a new console, by the way, because they've compared the serial numbers and have seen that all the purchases were made on the old serial number, none of them on the new one, except for my pre-order of MLB. But in chat today, I was expressing my frustration. They're like, do not worry. In order to recover access to your account, all you need to do is purchase PSN cards that will cover the amount. We'll send you an email so it's easy for you to put the codes in. I'm like, are you serious? This is your solution right now. So, in short, because I could go on about this for a while, because it's been the game I played the most this week. I think I've talked to them 4 different times this week alone, since Sunday. So, in short, terrible customer service. They should be ashamed. And I felt like we had to talk about it on the show. And because I know other people have had similar things, not over the same thing, but just similar customer service stories out of Sony. And it's terrible.
Yeah,
and,
I've never heard anything good about Sony's customer service.
Yeah. Although today I did get, and this is just for everybody listening, future reference, if you ever have anything just stupid happen with your Sony account, I talked on the phone today to this really nice lady named Jennifer at PlayStation Support. So I want to call her out for, trying to help as much as she can. And she kind of sighed when I told her that I use chat, and then I told her about the email they sent about how to enter in codes and all this stuff. And she basically just said, don't ever use chat for anything important.
I told you should have called Tyler.
I know, but I did, and they're trying to work it out. Now, what I didn't know is that when they escalate things, a lot of times it's looked at not by a person, but there's like a program that looks at it and determines yes or no. And she said that my escalation had not been looked at by an actual human yet. Like, really? Like, I just figured that I just didn't even think that would be something that would exist. I figured anytime there's an escalation, like, you'd actually have an actual person look at it. Or does it mean they're just saying they escalate stuff just to make you feel better, so they can tell you no later,
Mm-hmm. Probably what it is.
Yeah. So anyway, there's going to be an actual person looking at it, and hopefully it's restored tomorrow. She did repeat a couple times, like, hey, no promises, but this is our best chance. And she even said, like, she thinks it should be restored. Like, she understands what's going on. And she said, like, I can see the story play out here in every time you've contacted us and what you've told us. So she's like, I don't think for a second that you're lying to us and trying to get anything from us. So anyway.
Yeah. Like, I know these little incidents or instances can be, like, really frustrating, especially when you call somebody and they repeat the same thing and it's like, okay, I've done this, or like, it can get really frustrating. I know that. And then you always find that one person that, like, really wants to help you and tries really hard, even though, okay, not really getting anywhere, but this person is really trying, and you appreciate stuff like that. But I totally understand frustration, because I've had it happen many a times where, and then they give you this number and you call, and then nope, that's the wrong spot. Like, So I feel your pain, not to that extent, but I've been there, and customer service can make or break your day for sure.
I'll be honest. By the time I got to talk to her on the phone, I just said, here's the deal. Like, I worked in customer service for a long time. And I told her this. I said, I worked in customer service for a long time. I know the tricks, and I've been hearing the tricks from your chat support over and over and over the last few days. So please don't do that with me right now. I said, please don't say anything like, I completely understand how you feel. Or, I can only imagine how frustrated you must be. I don't want to hear that. What I want to hear is, here's what we're going to do to fix this for you so you can play freaking MLB The Show. Because that's all I want to do. So anyway, she was really good, so shout out to her. Hopefully it gets fixed. But overall, it's been an awful, awful experience with them, and they should be ashamed for treating their customers like that when their customers have made them so wildly successful this generation. But anyway, that's my rant on that. On to video games. Steven, what do you have for us?
All right. Yeah, I mean, that sucks, Tyler. But we'll move on, I guess. We have to.
Yes, we have to.
Just a reminder, we're the official podcast of the Xbox Hub. Head on over to the xboxhub.com for all the latest and greatest in Xbox news, reviews, and everything in between. We'd love to have you come join our community. One of the easiest ways to do that is to head on over to Twitch at TXH Gaming Hub, and you can drop a follow while you're there. Hint, hint. But you can get links to Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, email, YouTube, all that fun stuff. But if you just want to go straight through Facebook, you can. It's the Gaming Hub forums, and then you can get links to everything else. And we'd love to have you come join Facebook and Discord. A lot of great conversations about all the new games, all the stuff you're playing. We talk about book club. We have, we talk about sports if you like that. Just video game sections, because I know a lot of people like just playing video games. That's what we like doing. And so that's why we do this. So I would love to have you come join, talk about, whatever you're playing or whatever you want within reason. There's a couple ground rules, but they're not too hard to follow. Finally, if you want to send an email at thegaminghubpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any similar experiences with like the Sony thing, we'd love to hear it, or just good stories about Microsoft's service or if they have any bad stories. Yeah, we'd like to hear just feedback in general. We love hearing from you. And finally, Twitter at TXH Gaming Hub, and you can see all the fun stuff we tweet out.
All right. And we've been more committed to Twitter of late, so we're going to continue that as well. But if you'd like to help the show, help us grow, and want to help support us, we'd love that. We'd really appreciate it. There's a couple different ways to do it. Steven mentioned Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub there. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we'd really appreciate that. It helps cover travel costs for E3, better equipment, better giveaways, stuff like that. But if you choose not to spend on us, that's fine. Spend it on somebody, though. Help support somebody and help them achieve their goals. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. For as little as $2 a month, you get bonus content. And for as little as $5 a month, you're entered in to a monthly giveaway for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice. And if you win PlayStation 1s and want to donate them to me so I can pay this debt, that'd be great. Just kidding. But I want to call out Connor for signing up as a new patron this week. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it more than you know. So, Graham, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, and if you guys didn't know this, and everyone else, we are a podcast, and we are available on many mediums for download or streaming. I'm going to give you a couple other ones that you guys may not know about. First off, this is an app, and it's called Radio Public app. So basically, it gives you a list of all your favorite podcasts and stuff like that. And it actually helps out where you, the people you get the content from. It's not a lot, but every little bit helps and is appreciated. And it could be just the better app organizing, podcast organizing app that you've been looking for. So you can check that out. And another way to listen to our podcast and others is through a streaming app called Dash Radio. Now, you go on there and you'll be like, okay, where do I find the podcast? Because all I'm hearing is this music, which, hey, nothing wrong with listening to that music. But if you want to hear some video game podcasts, for ours, for example, you would actually go to the multiplayer channel. And on the multiplayer channel, you will find our podcast and many other ones, and a continuous rotation stream. So you can't just go and pick that episode and like start from the beginning. You basically just get in like a radio program and stuff like that. But you keep listening long enough, you will hear our podcast, and we greatly appreciate you listening to on whichever platform you choose. And whichever platform you do choose, there are many options where you can leave a comment or you can give us a 5-star rating, which is much appreciated. So if you give us a comment, they'll get read on the show here, because we do read everyone and we do take them to heart, and we appreciate you guys taking the time to write us a little review and give us a 5-star. So hopefully you like what you're hearing, and you can tell your friends about it, and your friends' friends, and your friends' 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 friends. And you know how it goes, right? Yeah. So we appreciate that, and thank you. And yes, help
Isn't
us
it
grow.
like if everybody told 6 people, it would the cycle would only need to go on like a handful of times?
Yeah,
Something like that.
If we had a mathematician, we could ask him.
Only.
All right. Anyway, but yeah, like Graham said, if you send in a 5-star review and take time to write a review, probably be right on the show here. So listen for that if you take the time to do it. All right. Guys, let's get into news. And Graham, I have a question.
In the news.
Sure.
How many Nintendo Switches do you currently own right now?
Only one.
Really? I'm very proud of you.
I parted with one. That's
right.
For a good cause, though. For a good cause.
Yeah. How many do you think you'll own by the end of the year?
Why would you ask such a thing?
There's a reason.
There is a reason, eh?
Yeah, there are rumors that there are 2 new models of the Switch being released later this year. So the first one has enhancements that are targeted towards gamers, more hardcore gamers, but the console still won't be as powerful as the One X or the PS4 Pro. And the other one is for more casual gamers. But I don't get it. So first of all, Graham, like, which one do you think you're going to get? And the second thing is, like, I don't get the point of the second one. Is the second one just the one that's there now? Or
no.
What?
Okay, so this is what I gather. So the one that's going to be targeted for a more hardcore game. Now, this is speculation and rumors, but some people are like, okay, because Bluetooth, like, wow, how did you miss Bluetooth? Like people have these headsets they pay a lot of money for, and then they get this new Switch, and there's no way of using this headset and other stuff, right? So I'm thinking it's going to have Bluetooth, which to me that's like a no-brainer. Make it easy for party chat and all that stuff, because if you're going to compete with the big ones like the Xboxes and the PlayStations and the PCs, you got to be able to have party chat, let your friends communicate and stuff like that. Like that's so I think this is basically their way of, okay, we messed up for this reason and this reason. And they might have had good reasons for doing that, maybe to take the cost down. So now they're like, okay, so they have the base one, which I have and everyone knows right now. But now they're going to come out with one that's, like I said, targeted for more hardcore gamers and give them better options. And some people think, okay, it's going to be 1080 all the time, like even in portable and stuff like that, which with the technology, it's been 2 years now, so there's no reason why that cannot be a thing. And then I think the other model, the lesser valued one, like some people think like the Joy-Cons won't come off. So from what I hear, this will be a permanent replacement for the 3DS. So, and this kind of got me a little worried because the 3DS offers,
really? Okay,
like they have like features that I don't know if it will go over to the Switch. So are you going to lose now your 3D? So basically now you got to keep your 3DS and you're going to get this newer one. And then if you want the new fancy one, like how many Switches do they want you to own really? So like me, okay, I will probably get the better one and keep the one I have because it's Pokemon Edition, so I can't get rid of that. But I don't think it would replace my 3DS per se, because the 3DS offers things like types of games that you can't play on the Nintendo Switch, like Pushmo for one. Like that's one game. So I think this is more aimed to go for like more like families that don't have like a lot of money to spend, or they have like lots of kids and stuff like that. So they're actually giving them a cheaper option so they can play these games.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, these are kind of rumor. I think we're gonna know really soon, but don't know exactly. What do you guys think? Think I'm way off, close?
I'm really interested / worried about the DS part of that. I don't know that needs to be replaced. But what I do want to ask Steven is, it looks like multiple price points are here to stay across the board. Do you think that's a good thing?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
There's people options. I mean, like, instead of, like, you don't have to spend $500 on a new console, you can get a cheaper version. And it might not have all the bells and whistles, but, I mean, it's like phones, right? Like, everything almost, it seems nowadays, has multiple options. I mean, cars have had it forever, right? You can get, the just standard edition or the luxury edition. And, like, phones, you can get, like, the cheaper ones or the older one. Like, because, iPhone
or tablets with hard drive size and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I can't complain about giving people options for stuff. Yeah. I may have taken the wrong stance a couple of weeks ago with the Xbox, so I apologize for that. I'll admit I was wrong. I did kind of imply that like it was kind of dumb, and I disagreed. After thinking about it, like it's just not a bad idea to give people option. I don't know if it's going to sell like millions of consoles, like even this one, even the casual ones, but I think it could get people in, and getting people into the hobby we love is a good thing. And then, from there they might be like, okay, I want to upgrade. And then they can just sell it and upgrade that way, or they just put it in a spare bedroom and now they buy a new one and now they have two consoles. And next thing you know,
plus I think it's a good testing ground for next gen too, right?
Yeah.
To see what the popularity of it is, and B, like how it all works, how seamless is it, what things do they need to improve on, before hopefully this year or maybe next year when it launches. But yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged by the multiple price points here more than anything, because there's a lot of people out there that get video game consoles and they don't get them right at launch because it's too expensive, and I get it. I mean, a lot of people are on budgets, and $400 or $500 is a lot of money to throw down in one shot. And that's just for the box. That doesn't count the extra controller, the, one or two games you're going to get. Maybe you need to get Xbox Live or PS Plus. All of a sudden, that becomes a really expensive day. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that just don't care as much as we do about the specs of the console. They just want to have one.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be very enticed by that entry-level console, whereas the three of us are more likely to go for the higher-end one. And, like, Graham, what do you think? Are you encouraged by seeing... Because I bet PlayStation does this too. Are you encouraged by seeing all of them do this?
Yes, I am, for sure, because you want it to make it as accessible to everyone as possible. And some people have, like, fixed incomes where they can't afford the higher ones, but their kid wants it, and you don't want the kid to kind of feel left out. So this is way, like, maybe they can have, like, more of a base model, and they can still, like, play the same games. Maybe not play it online. Like, I don't know exactly, like, where one's going to stop with, like, limit to what they can do. So yeah, like, they're trying to include everyone so they can at least, like, play the game or, like, talk about the game or stuff like that. Because it's no fun when everyone has all this and you would like to have, like, they're your friends and you want to talk to them about it, but you're like, well, I really can't talk about it. I'll watch you or something like that, right? So I think this is why you see it across all, like, systems and platforms, why they try to give it a cheaper option for others. Because even, like, with the One X, like, it's got 4K HDR support and stuff like that. Well, not everybody has 4K TVs or can afford 4K TVs. So why force them to buy a system, like, more powerful than their TV or, like, the TV they're going to have for the next, I don't know, maybe say 5 years. So it's good that they give them cheaper options to go along and they're not forced to, like, break the bank to, like, make their kid happy or not feel left out. So yeah, good on them. And
yeah,
I'm surprised to see this, like, throughout all systems now, but it's great to see.
I think it is too. And I mean, to be fair about 4K TVs, it's one of the cheapest things you can get on Black Friday now.
Yes.
Outside of sheet sets, I just had to bring that up, Steven, because
Oh yeah, we love our
Talking sheets, eh?
I will say, like, the one thing, if this cheap console, right, can play Fortnite, like, that's all that kids are gonna need.
Yeah.
Because that's all that kids play. I swear, I work
Isn't
with
it
kids,
just the Fortnite machine?
like
Kids' consoles?
all they talk about all day, Fortnite. I mean, one of them did say, I'm playing Mortal Kombat 11. I pre-ordered. I got in the beta. I'm like, well, you're like 10, so maybe you probably shouldn't. But whatever. I mean, but yeah, Fortnite. Because I know they just released, like, the Floor is Lava mode, and I don't know anything about it because I'm not a Fortnite guy, but I do know that mode came out, and all the kids are raving about it at school. And if they're raving about it, then I guess that's all you guys need to know about it is they like it. And
do you see any of them switching to Apex?
Nope, they did when it came out, and they went right back. Fortnite's perfect for them though. It's cartoony, and, like, they can kind of get away with it with their parents, right? Because again, it's more cartoony than anything else. And Apex is a little more realistic. I don't think there's blood in it, but it's still more of, like, a quote unquote realistic type of game.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wonder what demographic is shifting it so much, because Apex is
I bet you
largely caught up to them. High school, college, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's where I would put money on. Because all the kids seem to be.
I think your hardcores love Fortnite, not because they love playing it, but because it keeps all the kids away from them.
Yeah, I remember
in their games.
I remember reading a review about Fortnite from, like, a Dota 2 player, and he was like, I love Fortnite. Now I never have a kid screaming because he didn't get middle. And for those that don't know, that's, like, one of the positions in the game. And he didn't get mid, and so, like, now he's complaining and yelling and just cursing, and it's awesome because the kids are not there, and I can enjoy Dota 2 again. And I just find it funny. And arguably true.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, guys, let's move on. Sony held their first state of play this week. And we saw lots of VR games announced. We saw some first-party game news as well. So we saw Iron Man VR, No Man's Sky VR, Five Nights at Freddy's VR. Any of the VR titles stand out to you guys? We also saw gameplay for Days Gone and a trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. But any of the VR games stand out?
Yeah, Iron Man, of course. I mean,
Okay.
it's Iron Man.
Not Freddy's?
No, I don't like horror games, so hard pass on that.
Yeah.
I think that'll be terrifying, but it'll all be jump scares, and I just curious, like, is anyone gonna ever poop their pants? I guess it might have happened with Resident Evil 7.
From like
Yeah.
playing video games or just
No,
poop
just
your
being
pants in
scared.
general?
Like they
Oh.
get so scared they like lose control. But yeah, I'm not a horror fan, and Five Nights at Freddy's like is a jump scare and YouTube Let's Play machine. But I get Iron Man. That sounds awesome. I hope it's good. I hope it's not just like kind of a little like $20 like you just kind of fly through the sky and shoot things like come up like an Ace Combat type of game, but you're Iron Man instead of just a fun pilot. But I guess we'll see. I don't know if the trailers really showed all that much past the flying part.
Did you ever play the Batman VR?
No, I didn't. I don't even think I bought it. I played Tetris no, I didn't even play Tetris. I bought it. I played Beat Saber and Astro Bot, and bought a couple others, but
You ever played Super Hot?
no, I didn't buy it because I was on a limited income, Graham, a budget.
So, Graham, how about you? Any of these VR titles? Like, I have to laugh, Graham, because
Yes, I know what you're
going way, way, way
Laugh about.
back, yeah, you were going to get all these VR headsets. You were deciding which one you wanted to get, or you're maybe just going to get them all. You're the only one of us that hasn't bought one yet.
Yeah, that's funny how it worked out like that. To be honest with you.
I know. And
Although, do you count, Tyler?
well, definitely not anymore, because even if I did hook it up, it wouldn't freaking work.
Yeah, it's true.
Can't log in. So, but, yeah, I mean, any of these stand out to you, Graham?
Okay.
What was the game that got you really excited before? Fallout VR, right?
Yes, it was Fallout VR.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that was like what Tyler just said, that when VR was coming out and then I heard Fallout, I'm like, oh my, I'm going to get this. So then I was trying to think what option was I going to get. Was I going to go the Oculus Rift way, or was I going to go the HTC Vive way? And now these ways are way more expensive because they're on PC, and you just need a real powerful PC for one. And then PSVR came out, which was like a cheaper option. And then I'm like, I could get PSVR, but now I've kind of just forgotten about the whole VR, like the hype and stuff like that. I feel like the hype is, I wouldn't say it's completely gone, but it's not as big as it was. As far as these games, No Man's Sky, the fact you go around the planet and you can just walk by these crazy creatures that's been just procedurally generated, like all kinds, like your wildest little thoughts about these aquatic and like just a combination. So I think that'd be cool, just go around on these different planets and like explore. But I don't know how much that would actually keep me into wanting the VR and stuff like that. Like, to me, it all comes down to sitting in front of a TV, either on your couch or whatever, and with the controller in your hand. That way it's more comfortable. Like, I think long sessions of wearing these headsets are going to be like sweaty and uncomfortable, and just, to me, I see reasons why I wouldn't enjoy it as much. But a lot of these games look really cool. But I don't know if we're still going to get that full-blown like VR game from beginning to end. Like, I don't know if it's just because the power they need for like a really good game like that these systems just can't like put out. But I haven't seen anything that's been like a full like experience that I've heard nothing about amazing things from.
How much of Final Fantasy was in VR?
I don't know. Do you know, Steven?
No, I didn't even know there was a Final Fantasy in VR.
I'm sure they put 15 out in VR.
I thought they did.
That
too.
sounds wrong, to be honest with you.
But I don't know about 15, but Final Fantasy.
I mean, I might be wrong on that. I might be.
But that's what I mean. Like,
if I am, I apologize. But
like, it's a little bit of a game like experience, like a little bit, or it's got like the teleporting, and like, to me that kind of takes away the immersion. So I don't know. I'm like, if I want to do VR, which is still really cool, like looking around and stuff like that, But I would like to be where you're on like the treadmill and like it's a huge investment. But if I'm gonna do it, I'd like to be all in or nothing. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason why I haven't jumped on board. But PlayStation's really pushing the VR envelope, or not the envelope, but they're really pushing it. So I don't know if it's gonna catch on. What do you guys think? You guys think that it's gonna actually develop into something, or you think it's just gonna dwindle and go away?
Well, real quick,
yeah, go ahead.
they did announce. Okay, so it's Final Fantasy VR called like Monsters of the Deep, Final
Yep.
Fantasy 15. It was a VR fishing game.
Yes.
So yeah, not Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Like a
Because I heard a rumor at one point that they had a goal of basically doing the entire game, or having the entire game be playable in VR. Obviously, that didn't happen.
That would have been cool. But Graham, you brought up earlier that like you get kind of sweaty and it's not easy to play these for long periods of time. And I'm kind of with you. Like I enjoy playing like Beat Saber for like an hour and and I do get sweaty and then I like sit down, but I don't like having the headset on my head for long periods. So I don't really know if I want a game that. I mean, No Man's Sky you could probably play for an hour and then take off, and that's cool. But I wouldn't want and I'm sure there are people that do, and that's fine. I just like with Fallout. Fallout 4 was playable in VR on PC, right? And I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I guess you're sitting on the couch, but
Yeah. I do want to hear your thoughts eventually, though, on the theater mode for Sony. And I'll give mine as well if I'm ever able to play again.
Like you mean like watching a movie in theater mode in VR?
Well, you can watch movies in there, and if you have like 3D Blu-rays, you can watch movies in 3D through the headset. You can also play games that aren't VR games in theater mode.
Yeah,
so,
I have played. The screen's so big though in the theater, quote unquote. But I could play the show, I guess, and see what that's like.
I mean, that might be cool, especially the batter's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It'd be kind of cool if you could play as the batter, like you actually were in the position.
You know what sports game I've always wanted in VR is golf. Like, give me a realistic looking course and allow me to play golf in VR, and that would be awesome.
Well, they did show one at the PlayStation where you design a golf course. Didn't really show much of them playing it, but it showed you designing golf course in VR. So I'm guessing
everybody's golf VR is a VR golf game, and it's funny for those watching on Twitch. As we talk about it, it did like the trailer just popped up as you said it, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, you can play golf. There you go.
All right, cool.
Golf VR, Tyler.
Cool. And vacation simulator, nice.
Here's the concept: go on vacation.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, going on vacation sucks. It's more stressful than just taking a week off.
And
I like
expensive.
staycations. Staycations are my cup of tea.
Yeah.
A week in my house.
I'm telling you, I love you guys, but the week plus in June is going to be all the traveling I need to do.
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
So that's going to be all the people I need in my life too for a while. So once we set foot in that convention center, it's like a sea of humanity.
Not that we're complaining. We are so excited to do
this. We are super excited to go. I just know I'm going to step in there and see all these people and be like, oh. And not like I'm disgusted. Oh, like more of a like I just always get, I don't handle huge crowds super well. I just don't like it. But anyway.
There's a reason I don't go to Disneyland on the weekends, as it were.
Yeah. So, but Graham's a social butterfly.
Am I?
So, yeah. So he's going to be out there and doing all that stuff. Meet and greeting everybody.
Oh, yeah. Meet and greet. Yeah. You know me.
Yep. All right, guys. Gameplay for Days Gone. Anything, Graham? I know you're not super high in the game. You didn't see anything that really changed your mind, did you?
No, not really. Like, at one point, like, before it got right into it, I'm like, okay, let's see what this is about, because it seems like it's got a story, and I don't know how good the story is going to be, or, like, what kind of story it's going to be, but there is a story, and I do enjoy good stories, and if you get into it. But then, like, fast forward a minute later, or whatever, and then he's got, like, hordes of zombies coming, or whatever they're called, I don't know, they always make up these different names for what they are. but the undead is coming at them in hordes. And you're just like mowing them down, and they just keep coming, you keep mowing them down, and this is not what I really want in this type of game. I don't even know what I want in this type of game. I basically don't want this type of game or this game, but I know it's going to come out there and people are going to enjoy it. But what I watched, there was nothing like, I got to play this. Like, it just, I don't know. It's a lot like other games I've already played just being rehashed, and I'm sure the graphics is going to be mind-blowing and the animations, but I don't think that's enough. Like, I'm just tired of it at this point in time.
Graham, you got to promise me one thing, okay?
Oh, I don't know about promising, because that means I don't like breaking promises.
No. Whenever you promise, you just know that whenever you promise something video game related, it means $60 for you. So, or $70 for you. But you got to promise that, I forget the name of the game already, but you got to promise you're going to give Left 4 Dead 3 a go, because that's basically what the game is.
I will, just because I've heard so much good things about it, like the older games, that the people you play with is what makes it fun. And for all the people saying how great this game is, I feel like I missed out having the experience. Maybe I didn't have the people to play with. So I would definitely try it. And if I buy it, and I swear if we don't play it very much and I regret it, I'll probably just do it again.
It's called Back for Blood, by the way.
Okay, yes, Back for Blood.
All right. I knew the middle number was 4. I just didn't know what it was.
And I do want to call it because I forgot to do it at the beginning of the show, so I apologize. But, Graham, you had something happen this week that was good, right? A couple days ago?
Oh, yes. Are we talking about the same thing?
Well, I would. The thing you shared with us.
Won the championship of my hockey league?
No, Graham, not that.
No one cares about that.
Come on! I was MVP. Oh,
super.
I made that up, though.
Okay.
All right, you tell me.
The winning or the MVP? Well,
the MVP.
Okay, so when we announced that we're going
to championship.
Okay, so when we announced that we're going to E3, that Steven and I got approved. Graham was a little later because someone didn't get his passport application done on time. And it took a little longer. But Graham got approved this week for E3.
Oh, yeah. Woo!
Yeah, so now we're all officially going.
Yes, it is official.
Yes.
So, well, we said they're going to meet and greet me, so obviously I had to have my pass to get there, so.
Oh, yeah, I'm already putting together a list of all the things you're going to do. So.
But I'm not going to promise, because this is getting me in trouble, so. But I will be there.
You will be there, so congratulations. We'll all be there. It's going to be a really good time. We're looking forward to it. All right. Graham, when you're there, you might be able to buy some Amiibos. And actually, maybe not Amiibos, because they might be called something else.
Amiibos. Aces. Yeah, I don't know.
Sobamai.
Yeah. Sony has patented what looks like their version of Amiibos. Now, grain of salt here. The original patent was filed back in 2015, but it was renewed this year, so they may just be renewing it just in case at some point they want to do it. But everybody sees this and they get all worked up and, oh, Sony's going to have Amiibos, yay. Probably not. But we never know. Steven, is this something you'd be interested in at all?
Considering I'm not interested in Sony's Amiibos, no, it is not.
Or Nintendo's
you mean
Amiibos?
There we go. Yeah. That's the one. Like, I think they're cool, but $15 just to get like some little tiny things in games, I don't know. Again, but I'm on a limited income. If I was not, and I could just spend money all willy nilly, I probably would. And you know what? If like a Kingdom Hearts amiibo ever came out, I probably would have bought one. But it didn't. So, I was good. I just bought the figurines that just stand there and do nothing. So I guess, good for you. I mean, they look cool. They look cool.
I worry a lot about one particular person in our community that loves to buy Funkos.
He does. Shout out to you, Tony. We'll just call you out because you do it in Discord. So, you know.
We get constant pictures of new Funkos, and it's like every other day.
Yeah, and it's like
it's pretty awesome.
And most
12
of
at a
them,
time.
most of them start with "I can't help myself."
I
You know, or something like
understand, Tony, as someone who spent way too much money on Madden, and I don't even get to
Oh,
see those
yes.
every day. I wish I would have
No.
spent the money I spent on Madden on something I could keep, like, Amiibos or like, a replica. I probably spent enough. I could have bought like a life-size replica of the Keyblade, or a life-size Master Chief statue or something.
Power armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the dumb fun things I could buy that are probably more useful than mutt packs.
Yes.
And something digital.
Jeez Louise, could have
But
paid
anyway,
my car off.
I do worry about him with these Amiibos. Just
Yeah,
a little.
I
If
don't know.
Sony does it.
I guess
But we'll see.
the collectibles are cool and they actually do have uses. So I guess there's that. I
Yeah,
wonder how
there's
many
that.
people. I'm curious how many people buy the Amiibos and never take them out of the packaging, because I bet it's probably a lot.
Graham, did you ever do it in Skyrim?
No. I don't think I've actually opened any of my Legend of Zelda ones. No, I did actually. I did one because I had two of them.
What was
Obviously.
what was the bonus in Skyrim? Could you get Epona?
No, you could play as Link in there.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah, you'd have his tunic and stuff like that, and the Master Sword and Hylian shield.
Mhm.
So no,
I remember when we had to go through like all the stuff, and I had to mail you the stupid Amiibos.
Oh yes.
Yes, and then you never even opened them.
Do you remember when Graham was trying to spend $4,000 on the Lord of the Rings box set?
Yes.
I don't, because it did not happen.
Well, you were
Almost
trying.
happened.
I did not try. How can I try when I know I don't have that kind of money to spend on it?
It almost happened.
Graham
Graham was like ready to sell his car
Yeah, Graham was ready to
and
spend
just
10
live
grand.
off hot sauce packets.
If I won the Powerball, I would have bought it. Hands down, no problem at all.
Well, if I won the Powerball, I'd buy a lot of dumb things.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Yeah, I don't know how much I'd get into this. I say I won't, and I hope I stick to that because I have a feeling this is the type of thing where if I start,
You can't stop.
yeah, it could get out of hand very quickly.
Well, that's the thing about collections, right? If you're going to start collecting, you have to be all in.
Yeah, I know.
And it can be expensive.
Because Steven goes on about his MUT cards, I got him beat.
This year,
In
though,
MUT? Oh, yeah.
you think?
Yeah, I do.
No, bull. No way.
I think I do. Sadly, that doesn't make me proud. I'm not,
Makes me proud because I'm like,
No,
It doesn't
there's
make
no
me-
way.
it doesn't make me the
there was
victor.
There was like a month where I spent like $150 like every weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, you might have.
I might have. I still might have. I don't know. I haven't in a long time, though.
Yeah.
So, it's like when you quit any bad habit, you go through that, like, first week and it sucks. And you, like, want to so bad. And then eventually you just forget it's even a thing,
It's true.
No, it's true. You're right.
But I think something we don't want to avoid is what I want to talk about next. Borderlands 3 got announced officially, finally. Reportedly releasing by the end of the fiscal year, so don't get too excited thinking that means 2019. It could be by next March.
Yeah, fiscal.
Yep. But we do know we're getting a Game of the Year remaster of the original Borderlands in April, early April, right? First week, April 3rd. Does that sound right?
Yeah, like 6 days or a week from now, less than a week.
Oh, yep. Also, if you have the Handsome Collection, that's getting a 4K update for free. And we're going to get more info on Borderlands 3 at PAX East. But, Steven, you're probably the biggest Borderlands fan of us. I like it. You love it. How excited are you, not just for Borderlands 3, but for Game of the Year coming next week?
Super pumped. I've already convinced Tyler to buy it for me. No, but we're going to play it together for sure. I'm going to take him through, and, like, it's awesome there. I loved Borderlands. I loved almost all the expansions for it. I put so many hours into it. I got a lot of super powerful weapons. I beat it with doing every single quest both times, because you do it once and then you do the new game plus mode. And I'm pumped. Like they're making the end boss for the main campaign harder, and there's gonna be some extra stuff. And I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm gonna go through that, and then after that we're gonna play Borderlands 2, and then after that we're gonna play Borderlands pre-sequel, and then maybe by that point Borderlands 3 will be like 6, 7, 8, 10 months away. No, hopefully less. And we're gonna play that. I love Borderlands. There's no game like loot shooter, as they say. This is the king. This is the king of loot shooters. Every game tries to emulate it. Are all these like Destinies and Anthem and Division, and they're all terrible, because the only game that comes close at dropping loot at a reasonable rate that makes you feel like it's fun is Diablo 3 and 2 and 1, and I guess like Path of Exile and the other games like that. But like the main AAA games, you got Diablo and Borderlands for being best loot games. So I'm excited. I am super thrilled for this, and we're gonna get Tyler playing, and he's gonna play the first one and actually enjoy it this time.
All right. I've been told I have to enjoy it, so apparently I will. Graham, any interest? You played a little bit of Borderlands 2 with us.
A little bit.
That doesn't count, though. He had someone screaming at him, and he had a headache.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, you did have a headache, didn't you, Graham?
So we'll say.
And then somebody screaming made it worse.
Yes, my first experience of playing it was not pleasant. It wasn't something that I eagerly wanted to go back and play and redo over. Yeah. And I just feel like there's just so many other games that I would choose to play over this game that I haven't played yet. And I'm not going to go through the list, because sometimes some of you people are like, yeah, that's probably a better one. Or, yeah, that's okay. Because I know Borderlands 2, people loved the game and thoroughly enjoyed it. But I don't know what it has to offer me. And for me not knowing it, then it's okay that I'm missing out on something that I don't really know and understand. Because it's like when it's like, you don't know what you get until it's gone. But if I never had it, then it's okay.
But to be fair, like you said, off air when we chat, like you said, I think it was last night, that, you just see any sort of gun shooter element to a game.
Yeah.
And that affects how much you like it right away.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like, same thing with Killing Floor. Like, that was so...
So let me ask you then, like,
angry,
because you like some shooters, you have been over time a pretty big fan of Battlefield, and you had you played a lot of Halo 5 with us.
Yes, you guys got me into Halo 5. That's right.
What about those games do you like that aren't in some of these others?
Okay, it's weird for me saying this, but it seems like they're more serious. Not like just the constant mowing down over and over and shoot. Like,
okay,
I think that's what it is. Like, they're more like, you don't have to hit them as many times because I'm terrible. Like,
all right, so not as spongy. Okay,
not spongy. Right. Yeah, that's one thing stands out.
Okay,
and
so you're not gonna like any type of game where you shoot somebody and the numbers pop up over their head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's Borderlands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Borderlands, it's Destiny, it's Division, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. It seems like that's what the common denominator is.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. You're allowed to like, what you do and not like what you don't. That's
right.
He is not allowed to like or dislike stuff that I like. That's not allowed.
So I personally am looking forward to this, though. Both games. I definitely want to get back into the original. I played some of it. I did not finish it. That's actually been my story with all of the Borderlands games. I think I got the furthest in 2. But I'm looking forward to going back and going through them again.
They're really fun with people. And Graham, like...
Yeah, I agree.
I know you might not buy Borderlands 1, but I know you have Borderlands 2. So when we play it, you're going to join us for a little bit and see.
Yeah, at least try. Yeah. Without a headache, and there won't be the person there yelling this time. So.
Well, I mean, if that was your favorite part of it, I can do some yelling, Graham.
Mm-hmm. No, I've heard you yell before.
I have no problem.
I trust in your yelling.
Mm-hmm. All right. CD Projekt Red, I heard they're making a game that some people say is okay.
The Witcher 4.
No.
Whoop.
No. Some cyber thing. I don't know. But no, Cyberpunk 2077 developer CD Projekt Red says this will be the most important E3 in the history of their company. That's kind of saying a lot, isn't it?
That's banking a lot on one thing.
How big of a presence do you think they're going to have on the Microsoft stage?
I'm going to say huge.
I think so too. Because they don't have their own show,
No.
their own briefing. So,
And the end of the last year's one.
yep, that was the surprise at the end of Microsoft.
So-
Very well done, by the way.
So do we know or do we think that it's going to be timed exclusive? Like
I doubt it.
It
I'd be
seems
really surprised.
like it's leaning in that direction now. I don't
No,
know.
it doesn't.
Or would you think? No, you don't think so.
No.
You don't think like maybe certain DLC?
It might
Maybe
be,
some DLC.
Yeah, that might be. It might be like,
I think
you
it's
know,
something.
get some DLC a little bit early, like, you know, Red
Mhm.
Dead and PlayStation.
Yeah.
But no, it's not going to be a
May-
timed exclusive like what
Not like
Shadow
yeah,
of the
no.
Tomb Raider was.
Not like a year, but maybe a
or
month.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, I mean. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's
But
No,
DLC. You at least give me DLC.
yeah. I
Something.
can see DLC.
They
to
seem to
anything.
be favoring Microsoft or Xbox over PlayStation.
Well, here's the thing, Graham. They don't even need to have anything timed. They just need every single commercial about that game to have play it on Xbox, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's going to be the next gen console, most likely. So, play it on this. It's like when the first Star Wars Battlefront came out. That marketing technique was strategy was so good that there were a lot of gamers that thought that that game was only on PlayStation. Because every single commercial had PlayStation on it. So that's the big thing for Microsoft is to be able to have a deal like that, a relationship like that.
Yeah. But Graham's not buying this game because it's a shooter. So he doesn't need to worry about it.
Yeah, but it's not a sponge shooter. We've clarified what kind of shooter.
Yeah.
It might be. No,
Well,
no,
we
for
did
sure.
we did see gameplay, and I don't think it was. I'd have to rewatch it, but
don't-
again, it's a great story.
Yep.
You know what else has
Well,
a great story?
Red Dead had a great story, Graham, and you weren't too into
Borderlands.
that.
And it was not
yeah.
not a sponge shooter either. So
No, it was the horses.
Oh
That
my
was the horse.
god! You have an
Graham,
excuse
Graham
for
hates
everything.
animals. He hates horses.
Running into the buildings or the trees, and then the guy starts shooting at me because I hurt his horse or whatever,
Yeah, you like The Witcher.
and then start
and you
all the way
liked
over.
Breath of the Wild, and they
I
both
love The
featured
Witcher.
horses.
Yeah, but I didn't ride. Well, I rode Roach because you kind of had to, but I wasn't a big horse rider in Breath of the Wild.
All right.
The Witcher was an amazing game, though. It did nothing wrong in my eyes.
Okay.
And like I said, and like I said, like where I ran into somebody or like I ran in with my horse and it's like failed and start all over. Like that stuff didn't happen in like The Witcher. You like may fall off your horse or something like that. So like those moments where you meticulously go through it and you collect everything and you do so well, and then you die for something stupid like that, and then you got to start all over. Like it's like now I just want to rush through it. So that kind of took me out of it. If we want to analyze why I'm not playing Red Dead anymore
Okay.
or stopped.
All right. Okay.
And how does that make you feel, Graham?
I feel okay actually.
All right.
Graham, I think personally that if Zelda had the same like flaw in it, you would forgive it.
Correct.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't say because it doesn't, so we can't say for sure.
Sure.
We can speculate, but you could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. I could be. But one thing I'm not wrong about is our last story, and that is Ubisoft announcing their E3 show for Monday, June 10th at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific. So we've kind of got everybody set now, except some of the smaller ones.
It's real small.
Yeah. But, well, we don't have a date and time officially from Microsoft yet, right?
Right.
We know they're doing one. So that's not up in the air. But we don't have the date and time yet. It's either going to be probably that Sunday afternoon, like it's been for the last couple of years, or they could go back to Monday and do it Monday evening. We'll see. We'll see kind of what they have planned. And I'm guessing we'll see that on an Inside Xbox in April. But, guys, no big surprises here from Ubisoft. It's the same time frame, same day that they've done. The only question is what obnoxious thing they're going to do this year.
I don't know, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the dancing thing again with the Just Dance. I like that.
Oh, for sure. And somebody, like, crashing through the podium.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, yeah, if we can get that too, that'd be great.
Well,
right.
you know, Just Dance is one of their huge staples, so there's going to be music and dancing and all that stuff. So, Steven, you will get your music and your dance fill. Yeah. Don't worry.
Maybe there'll be a pirate ship that comes on this stage and then shoots an actual real-life cannon at the crowd. And, if it hits us, it hits us.
Yeah.
No, it shoots T-shirts and everyone...
Based on our luck in Sea of Thieves, it will.
Multiple times.
And it'll wait till we come back from the hospital and then immediately shoot us again.
Yep.
So, All right. That does it for news this week, everybody. And let's go ahead and go into releases.
Now
We'll start with
in store.
Xbox. We're going to get Angel Force Reloaded on the 2nd. Bow to Blood, Last Captain Standing on the 3rd. And something called Smoot's World Cup Tennis on the 5th. Games with Gold. The Technomancer is available through the 30th, starting April 1st on Xbox One. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 still available through the 15th. And via backwards compatibility, Star Wars Battlefront 2 through that. Now, not the new one. The original Xbox One.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yay.
Through the 15th. Well, that's a better game, Graham.
It's a better game, but how old is that game?
It's old. It was on the original Xbox. But yeah, it's that one available through the 15th. Steven, what about PlayStation?
All right, PlayStation, you can get Power Rangers Battle for the Grid on the 2nd of April, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition on the 3rd, and then Scorcery on the 4th. And then for PS Plus games, you have about one more week to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and The Witness. Graham?
Yes.
Nintendo.
So on the Nintendo side of things, on April the 2nd, you can get Darksiders War Mastered Edition. I recommend that one. And then you can also, well, not also, but on the 3rd, you can get Shadow Blade Reload. And then finally on the 4th, you could get War Theater for the Nintendo Switch. And that's it. Well, that's all I'm saying anyways. There's others.
All right. Let's go ahead and go into questions. And Steven, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Dylan Anderson asked, do you guys still have any faith left in EA after Anthem proved to be just another lackluster game which got too hyped too soon?
Okay, it's not even just EA for me about Anthem. It was BioWare. It was their main team. It was going to be the greatest thing ever. And the fact that EA is, I don't know if you blame EA for that. It's tough. But now when EA releases something, I'm going to be more hesitant, especially if it's an Anthem-type shooter or Destiny-type shooter or something like that. I'm definitely going to be more hesitant. But, EA still has me for hockey, for one. Their sports titles. You guys can vouch for the other ones, but I'll vouch for NHL. Yeah. But as far as a new IP that's going to be maybe a shooter or something like that, I'm going to be hesitant for sure. And I'm glad after a while when I heard people talking about Anthem and being kind of hesitant that I did not pre-order it, or if I did pre-order it, I canceled it. So I'm glad that I'm not the one that has it on my games to play, and I just avoid it all the time.
Yeah, Steven?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in them anymore. I still think we have the potential for some good games, but I don't trust their multiplayer. Single player I'm okay with. Even though EA seems to be of the mindset of only multiplayer. Multiplayer is the only thing that matters. But I don't know. Like I'll be excited for Dragon Age. I'll be scared though. I will. But
That's
I don't think
BioWare.
it'll get. I don't think it'll get. Yeah, which is from EA. Anthem was BioWare
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be kind of forced out as early as Anthem was. I think Anthem was kind of delivered earlier than it should have came out, and probably from pressure from EA.
For me, I'm still okay with EA. Like Graham said, their sports titles are generally pretty good. Now, there's always complaints about them because there's always glitches. There's always glitches in yearly iteration releases. No way around it. Just is what it is. And, you know, they've released some games that have been pretty good. I personally don't think Anthem is that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. And I stand by saying, if it wasn't an EA title, it wouldn't be getting crapped on so much. People love to pile on EA games.
Yeah, no, you could be right.
But that said, it's not great. Okay, don't get me wrong. But I might have a different answer to this question if Jedi Fallen Order gets botched this year. So,
Do you remember when I predicted that it wouldn't be that good?
I do.
No, I don't. Did you, Steven?
I did.
Yeah, he did.
No, I remember.
I'm so nervous for that game.
I know. But it's Respawn, and I like Respawn, and I have faith in them, and they've made good games.
I hope they do. I hope that game is good. Because I like Star Wars a lot. And the Old Republic.
Oh, by the way, something we didn't mention when we talked about Borderlands, and I thought about it because I just thought about Apex, is there was a lot of concern that it was going to be a Battle Royale game, Borderlands. It's not. It's Borderlands 3. Like, they've officially said this is not a Battle Royale game. Well, there was a lot of concern about that on Twitter today. People thought it was like a Battle Royale game.
That is not what Borderlands is, so...
No, I don't even get how that would work within the context of Borderlands.
I think everyone's just afraid of everything now becoming Battle Royale, because...
I know.
That's what is happening.
Yeah.
I know.
No, you're right.
Like, I think a Borderlands, like, BR game could be decent, but I don't think that would be a full-on title. I think that could be like an Apex Legends type like spin-off.
Yeah, sure.
But
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
So kind of on that topic, Joshua Webb asks, commentary on the split screen or the split gaming community of players who play single-player games compared to online multiplayer games. Which one is more important to developers, and which is pushing boundaries for gaming in general?
All right, so I'll go first this one. I think multiplayer is more important to them because there's more ways to monetize that and continue to monetize it over a long period of time. So you sell God of War. God of War is Game of the Year. You sell it, great. You get $60 for it. But outside of DLC, you're not getting anything else beyond that. However, in Fortnite, which they don't charge anything for up front, you get endless revenue streams out of microtransactions. Multiplayer is most important to them by a mile. But I think most important, or what was the second part of the question?
Pushing boundaries.
Yeah, pushing boundaries. That's your single player because that's where the biggest innovations happen. We've seen the biggest innovations this generation in terms of storytelling, in terms of environments, the way you can play through story together with your friends. That's all been on that side of it. So I think it's the boundaries part is single player.
I disagree. I disagree with your first thing. I definitely agree that single player games push the boundaries. What is most important for developers is single player games. I think they enjoy making those more. Publishers definitely care more about multiplayer games because
okay, I agree with that.
It makes them the money, and the shareholders do too. But I think the developers themselves probably enjoy making a single player game more than a multiplayer game. I'm not gonna speak for everyone.
Self-publishing though?
Well, not a lot of self-publishing games are
that's true.
Multiplayer. Most of them are single player.
That's true. But you know as well as I, a lot of developers will say, you know what, we're going to go all in on this and make as much money as we can, so we can then make the type of game we want in 3 years.
Yeah, I can't fault them.
So it's not, well, okay, but it's not like they're not chasing after the money either. So we can't just make them these pure, innocent people, right? Because that's not the case either. Everybody wants to make money. Everyone.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
you know,
individual game developers, not necessarily
Sure.
the companies, but yes, the companies. I still think the company, I definitely think individual game developers probably enjoy making single player games more because you get to tell a story, right?
Yeah. Yes, and I think they care about the art and the innovation a lot more than shareholders do, obviously, right? So shareholders care about the money first and foremost and exclusively.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think everybody cares about money a little bit, at least.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
That's
Brad?
what. So basically, I agree with both you guys. It depends on the franchise as well. I think with your Call of Duty and like the zombies, I think that's way more focused on the multiplayer and stuff like that. Like that's why they took the campaign out because they're like, okay, we're gonna 100% focus on multiplayer. So I don't think that's just the publisher or whatever. Like I think that's like all parties were main focus was multiplayer because basically that is what's driving Call of Duty, what keeps it going, like sustains life. And you have some of these games where, okay, the single player, the campaign is great and stuff like that, but then people do not go back to it. Like they're done. And like maybe it unlocks the multiplayer or maybe then they just move on to the multiplayer. And then they just stay with multiplayer. And as long as the multiplayer keeps coming, they keep bringing out more levels, suppose it's more DLC, they pay for it and they play it. So I think overall the multiplayer is the biggest one just because it's what keeps it making money, keeps bringing people in and stuff like that. Now the single player, 100%, that's where they push the boundaries and stuff like that. And like a lot of these games, like they use these single player levels to like train the player in maybe a vehicle or like a gun or like a class or something like that. So when they play multiplayer, they can like use it for that reason. So I think for a lot of games, it all depends on like what type of game it is, what their main focus will be on. Like they're both important and they're more important to other ones. But I think especially if they're making money online through multiplayer, then I think that's their main focus. That's my thoughts.
All right. I
Okay.
got time for at least a couple more.
I got two.
All right.
Well, all right. First one, Brian Richland. What are your thoughts on the first quarter of this year in gaming? What were the highlights, low points, and biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise was, I guess, how different Anthem was from what I thought it was going to be when we first saw it. Because sort of, and granted, some of that's our fault, because they didn't show much. But, you know, they showed enough to get everybody talking, and people were really excited about that game.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's probably a low point, too. Even though I personally like the game, I know a lot of people don't. And it didn't do what, you know, people expected, although it did sell very well. Even though a lot of people wanted to make it sound like it didn't. It did. That said, high point, I don't know, I guess Kingdom Hearts probably. Like, that came out, it was a pretty good game. And
Pretty
Now
good.
Steven's
Kinda-
now you're Steven's best friend.
it kind of lived up to the promise that, you know, the promises that they made their fans. So I guess I would go with that.
Any
Steven?
low point?
Low point would be my PlayStation account.
Yeah.
So
That's
no, I
not
don't know. I
surprising.
maybe Anthem again, or RBI Baseball 19 because I had to review that and play it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, mine. Yeah, highlight definitely Kingdom Hearts. It was an amazing game, exceeded expectations or met expectations. They were ridiculously high. I don't think it could have ever exceeded it. It was awesome. Biggest surprise, I'm gonna say, like Capcom now seems to be in like a golden age of their own again, right? And like they've released some really quality games in the beginning half of each year. Going back like as a couple years, right? You had Resident Evil 7 being successful. I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter Worlds. I feel like I'm wrong if that's Capcom. I can't. Now I'm second guessing myself.
No, I
But
thought they were
anyways-
Capcom. Maybe
Huh?
not.
No, it is. I think it is.
I thought it was.
I'll look it up while you're answering.
And then Devil May Cry 5 came out, right? And it came out and it got great reviews. And I don't say I didn't expect that, but like the last DMC like wasn't exactly loved because they changed a lot of things. And then they kind of went back to the roots or whatever. And I don't know. I think that's pretty awesome. For me, the low points, and I might get some flack for this, but it's these dang like shared world shooter games. I'm so tired of them. I know people like them. I hope you continue liking them. I'm just done with them. I hope we stop getting like. I just don't want this to be the thing that everyone tries to make now. Like I don't want it to be the new BR. I don't think it will because BR is super easy. I don't know how easy it is to program. I don't think it's easy, but I feel like it might be easier than making a full-on AAA 80-hour game because you only have
the
to
formula's already there, basically, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's so easy to make money. So I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon. I just don't want like Anthem. I didn't enjoy. I know people like The Division, not me. Destinies are okay, like they're fun. I'm tired of them.
Do you think part of that's because these two came out within literally like a month and a half of each other?
Maybe. And Anthem left
Or
such
actually
a
within a month of
sour
each other,
taste
I should say.
in my mouth that I just like did not look forward to The Division. And there were other reasons too that The Division didn't make me interested, and you know.
Yeah.
We talked about that off air, but like that's my low point.
Okay. By the way, it was Capcom.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was.
I figured.
You were talking me out of it too.
Yeah, after I was thinking, I was like, "Is it though?" Like I didn't know. I just was my guess myself.
So, Graham, how about you? Zelda is not an answer.
It didn't come out.
Damn.
Well, there is a new Zelda game in like a week, right, or two? Or no, it doesn't come out that soon, but it's coming.
Yeah. Well, now that you've said that, and now that I know I can say Zelda, I'm going to say Zelda. For Link's Awakening being remastered or...
Graham, it has not come out yet, so you can't say
Yeah. First quarter is just through March.
Well, say for announcement.
No.
It didn't say on what games. It said... Let me read this. What are your thoughts on the first quarter of this year in gaming? In gaming.
Nope, it says, what are your thoughts on the first quarter games of this year?
Okay. So, all right, then I'll go with the low point. And it's going to be kind of a common theme going between us three. That's Anthem. Now, when we originally were talking about it, we knew it was coming out. It was forever compared to like Destiny, and I didn't like that whatsoever, and I was hoping it was not going to be like Destiny. Turns out it's a lot like Destiny, because it's BioWare, and I'm a huge Mass Effect fan of the original trilogy, and I've been just wanting that again. And I thought this is because Andromeda was pretty bad. It didn't really live up to expectations. So then we're like, nope, we're going to redeem ourselves. Anthem's coming out and all this stuff. So I'm like, it's going to be a great story. It's about like flying in javelin suits and stuff like that. And after I played it, I'm like, yep, this is pretty much kind of like Destiny, where I'm going to get tired of playing this like right now. So that to me was a low point. I was expecting it to be so much more. Huge story. This story, lackluster, didn't keep me. At high points, I bought Devil May Cry 5 because I looked at the reviews. It looked like a great game, and I did play it, and I was enjoying it. I didn't play a lot of it, so I think that's a high point. Once I get back to it, like I'm gonna really enjoy it because it looks like a super fun game and a game that I would enjoy. So yeah. That's my answers.
All right.
So Graham,
Steven, one more?
Graham didn't have a high point. Got it.
Yeah,
Last one from Ryan Waite. Would you all consider doing costumes for E3 that your listeners vote on? So, yes, we would consider doing costumes, and by we mean Graham, and by costumes we mean he's going to dress up as a purple rainbow unicorn and hit the show floor. And that's what's happening. It doesn't need to be voted on. I think the listeners would vote on it.
I don't remember being a part of this discussion.
Well, 2v1, democracy wins. And yeah,
we'll have a vote, Graham, and the options will be the question will be, should Graham do this, and then the answers will be yes and
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts. No. But if you do see a purple rainbow unicorn running around, it's not going to be me, but you can go up and say hi to him. He could be a nice guy. Or girl.
Well, if we see a purple rainbow unicorn running around, I'm definitely going to go up to it because it might have some old Nintendo games I want to play.
That's right. And you bet if we see one, we're getting a selfie with it, and Graham's going to go do an interview. They'll be our official mascot of the Gaming Hub podcast.
Yep. All right. Okay, so that's all the time we have for questions. Everybody, thank you for sending them in. And if you send in a question, you're entered to win our monthly giveaway, which we're gonna do next week. Because my bad, I thought we had one more to go in March, and I just remembered it's like the 28th, so that's not gonna happen.
Sure is.
So next week we'll do our monthly giveaway for March, and if you send in questions between now and next Thursday, you'll be entered in to win. All right. Guys, that's going to do it for episode 153. But before we get out of here, just want to remind you, we'd love to have you join our community. A couple different ways to do that. Facebook, the Gaming Hub forums. Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub there. And either of those places, you get a link to our Discord channel or Discord server. We'd love to have you join that as well. If you want to help support the community, a couple different ways to do that. Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub again. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub use every single month. And if you spend that on us, we'd greatly appreciate it. It helps go to better equipment, better giveaways, and help cover some travel costs for E3. So, other way, patreon.com/gaminghub. For as little as $2 a month, you get exclusive content. For as little as $5 a month, you're entered to do a monthly giveaway for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice. All right, that does it for episode 153. We'll be back next week for episode 154. For Graham and Steven, I'm Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Play some games.